Another big change to battery life is within your display settings. So if you come in a display, first thing I'm gonna do is tell you to trigger dark mode, because on Samsung devices, again with that OLED display using dark mode, it pitches black your settings, it pitches black their apps, it pitches black a lot of different other apps, triggered apps, including YouTube. YouTube is triggered with a black background that you can use that will also save you battery life from that perspective. So turning dark mode on will save you a tremendous amount of battery life for sure. I would also say turn on adaptive brightness, because this will affect how bright your display needs to be, not how bright you want it to be. If you turn this on, it will adjust the brightness according to your ambient light. That way you will save display life that way as well. Turn your motion smoothness down from adaptive to standard. If you don't care about 120 hertz, popping it down back to 60, you'll save tremendous battery life that way. That's also a big part of battery life. You'll probably save yourself another 10 to 15% bumping it down to 60 hertz. Just think about that. Two big changes to always on display and your motion brightness or your motion smoothness. Changing those, turning them off or down to 60 hertz will save yourself almost 30% of battery life just that fast. I highly suggest you do so. And with the S24 Plus and the S24 Ultra for that matter, we have Quad HD displays. Well, again, if you're completely fine with Full HD Plus and you don't notice the slight bump in sharpness with Quad HD, bump it down to Full HD Plus, you will save yourself even more battery life, because it's not trying to push that much more pixels. It's not as defined. So Full HD Plus, you'll get away with just fine. So again, saving yourself upwards of 30 to 40% with a Full HD Plus, 60% or 60 hertz refresh rate, and no always on display. Those three big key changes will save yourself so much battery life. It's not even funny. Not to mention the fact that you'll be saving those little incremental percentages in the background with those other tweaks to your connection settings. What a great idea to do here with your Samsung Galaxy S24 device, specifically here with the Plus model. The other thing I can also suggest is your screen timeout. So once I find it here, screen timeout, I have mine set at 5, but if you set yours closer to, like, I think 15 seconds is a little too fast, of course. You put it down and pick it back up, it already went back off. So I would even say somewhere between 30 seconds and a minute, you'll save yourself battery life, because your screen won't simply be on that long. And then you can also turn this off, keep screen on while viewing, because regardless if you're looking at something, it will still trigger your countdown on your timeout. And then if it fades on, you just tap the screen to restart it and then let it naturally go off without having to trigger your front facing camera to know when you're looking at the device. Great feature here to turn off in less than the amount of time your screen is on. I think these are very good key features to save battery life. And the next thing is within accessibility. So if we go into accessibility, once we find accessibility, you'd be surprised at how this will also save battery life. Accessibility and visual enhancements. If you come into visual enhancements, you will find reduce animations. This is key, all right? Another key feature. By reducing animations, it's less power being pushed to animate things. So those animations have calmed down, thus less power being drawn from the battery. Another great feature to save battery life on your Galaxy S24 Plus. And of course, we got to get into battery. The battery settings itself. So upon entering here, once we find a battery, let's see, where is it at? Battery. Upon reaching battery, we click on battery. Power saving. Now, if you're a person who likes using power saving all day long, then of course you're going to extend your battery that much more. So these are the things that you are in control of, and power saving is on. Now, if you want to leave this on by turning off always on display, go ahead and do that. If you want to limit your CPU speed because you don't need that much CPU power for your daily usage, you can keep that on. You can also decrease your brightness by 10% And that 10% scale slightly lessens how bright it is, so it slightly dims it. You may not notice it when it's a little brighter, of course, but you'll notice it in more darker settings. And you can even limit apps and home screen. That is definitely an extreme form of power saving, but I can definitely say that these other options are crucial in saving battery life. And so you can use power saving as a way to also save yourself a great deal of battery, it thus improving your overall battery health and your daily battery functionality with those power saving features. You can also come in here to background app limits, right? And save stuff by allowing the phone to put apps to sleep or even deep sleep, right? I have 25 in deep sleep right now. Those apps are not doing anything in the background, thus saving me more battery life. You can also, of course, change it to never auto sleep. You can choose specific apps for that if you wanted to. This is another great way to save yourself battery life by limiting background usage. And then battery protection. Now, this is where, again, you can be balanced. You can go extreme. Maximum, your battery will stop charging at 80%. So that's the 80% rule with maximum battery protection. Adaptive just affects how fast it will charge your phone. When will it take advantage of fast charging? And that's depending on basically your sleep wake up cycle. And then basic will basically charge your device back from 95% to 100% without allowing it to really drop all the way back down and continue to recharge it. So it's a trickle charge effect with basic. Any of these will work for sure, and I suggest using one of these. But if you're really into trying to save as much battery life as possible, adaptive or maximum will do the thing for you. Will do the trick for you, okay? So that is battery protection. And also, another thing you can do is if we go into, is it in here? Your charging settings. If you care about your battery health, like even way more so, then turn off certain fast charging capabilities, such as fast charging or fast wireless charging. Those will also help you save or preserve your battery health over the long period of time. And I think using a combination of that with your battery protection settings will do a great deal of saving you a ton of battery life. Performance profile. And once you come into device care, because that's where you're going to find this at, device care, you can always hit that fix button. And as you see, one app with high memory usage. So that's YouTube. Let me go ahead and fix that real quick. This is a great way to also help your battery life out and your overall device care by just, calming things down. No, I'm not finna deep sleep. Why is that memory issue with YouTube? I'm going to skip that for now. However, battery profile. Come in here, change this to light. Prioritize battery life and cooling efficiency when it comes to your processing speed. Light. Put it on light mode. You'll save battery life, as you guys saw again. Sorry about that. That was random. Light prioritizes battery life. So switch to light if you want to continue to save battery life. I think these are really, really good features. And of course, auto restart is back, specifically in auto optimization. Now we have auto restart and we have a restart on schedule. Keeping your battery fresh by customary restarts will also save yourself battery health over the course of your usage with your device. Great settings here, and I'm so glad to see Samsung brought the scheduling back. Even though I'm not using it right now, I was using it back in the past, and that's because I liked it a lot. So auto restart, also good. And the last thing I can show you guys is within advanced features.